Hi, my name is Nagowa Shekira, and welcome back to yet another episode here at Transformers Hub, where we transform lives timelessly. Remember, we are always live each and every Friday on YouTube and Facebook, where we discuss a number of topics that transform your lives. Now, today we are talking about how to become a woman of value. But remember, educate a girl child and you will have educated the entire society. With that said, allow me to introduce the brilliant speaker of today, Mr. Chaine Andrew. You are welcome, sir.
Our listeners out there, thank you so much for always listening to our episodes, our programs every Friday, and we still seasonally do it. Today we are trying to share with you out there the value of raising a woman, the value of raising a girl child into a woman of valor, into a woman of destiny, into a woman of value. Because society all over and the world all over, the population of women supersedes 1,000 times the population of men. So it takes us back to this other task of raising a different woman. Remember, every time you're having a girl child, you're either raising someone else's mother or someone else's wife. So the listeners out there, the followers of Transformers Hub, today we are into what exactly it takes. What are those core values one should always look out for keenly in raising a girl child into a woman of value? So one of the issues that I feel is very key is education and knowledge to a girl child. There is no way you're going to empower the girl child without education, because once a woman is educated, we have said the entire family and the entire nation is educated. When you educate her, you're empowering her with knowledge, which will exactly guide her in decision making. She will be empowered. There is no way a girl child or eventually a woman will stand strong amidst all the challenges of the world without clear educational background. So parents out there, let us prioritize girl child education. If we must raise women of value, women of destiny, emulatable, lovable women, we must invest in their education. In fact, education to a girl child is not a luxury. It is a necessity. Because the moment the girl child is not educated, the whole nation is buried. So let us agree, if we must have the desired woman, it begins with education and knowledge. Then we must equip the girl child with strong core values that make a woman: integrity, honesty, or obedience. All right? Those are the values that make a woman. No one will appreciate associating with a woman who is not really credible, who is not honest, whose integrity is questionable. Actually, there are crimes if a man stole. Even when it's a crime, we imagine it's normal. But if it's the woman now stealing, if it's the woman telling lies, and we imagine this is someone else's mother, it brings 1,000 questions. So let us train the girl child with those strong core values if we must aim at having a woman of valor, because we have defined it as a woman of valor, a woman of value, a woman who is respected, a woman of clear destiny. Then embrace challenges. When we are grooming the girl child, we need to teach her, because we have realized many quickly break down whenever challenges come up. We must teach them to appreciate challenges, that they are part of life. Every other day cannot be a day of merrymaking. Once in a while, things may not move out as planned, but someone should be trained to remain strong. I've realized many girls become too emotional. They quickly break down and they fail to stand and walk again. But it goes back to how they were raised. That if challenges come, maybe you're missing out something, there is something you have not gotten as expected, that does not mean life has come to an end. But one should pick the courage and remain strong. Today I have it, tomorrow I don't have it. Today I don't have money, tomorrow I'll get. So that they embrace challenges as they come. then we should also teach the girl child to learn. Oh yes.
Allow me to also add on what you have said. With them embracing challenges, they should also learn to be contented. Because I believe when you're contented, no one can divert you.
Oh yes, I was coming to self-content and self-appreciation. Many girls and eventually women, by the way, have failed to be in terms with reality. They are in disagreement with their nature. And this draws them into so many artificial practices. That is where you find, actually, most women, 80%, I'm sorry to say, but these are realities anyway, end up adding on artificial, right from ears to the nose, to the eyes, to the hair, up to the nails. That is how funny it has gone. They are never appreciative. They don't feel very contented with how they were naturally created. And it all goes back when a girl is still young. Parents, learn to appreciate. Learn to tell her, my daughter, you're beautiful, you're pretty. Let her not hear these things from another outsider. Because a girl child, unfortunately, the girl child is at a disadvantage. Every time men out there look at a girl child, the eyes are trained to look at the females only in the sexual sense. Very unfortunate, and maybe we have never established who exactly carries the blame. But women are looked at purely as sex objects. And because of that, they grow up with this other imagination. Am I perfectly created? Am I very beautiful to the expectation of the society? When they compare themselves with others, they feel maybe something is missing. And at times, parents, we worsen it by abusing them. At times, we condemn them, and we exactly capitalize on maybe a few natural errors. Maybe she has a slightly bigger head, and you keep reminding her, your head is big, and she now begins imagining how best can I reduce it. If her lips are slightly bigger, then you find all the time you must remind her you have bigger lips. Maybe she goes into painting them to attract. But let us teach the girl child to appreciate themselves, that everyone was wonderfully created in God's image and everyone is beautiful. If person A says you're ugly, for example, Madam Shakila, someone comes and says, Shakila, you're a very ugly girl. Does that make you cry the whole night? That is just one person. But the world has over 1 billion men. If we were to interview all the 1 billion men, you'd be surprised to find that 80% are saying, oh, what a beautiful woman. If you think you're short, there are those whose prayer is to go for a short woman. If you think you're dark-skinned and you'd love to be the most light-skinned woman around, there are men who pray so much to have a dark-skinned woman, and they're not interested in brown-skinned women. So let us teach our children to appreciate and love themselves. But it is upon us as parents, by the way, to show them the first love. By the way, it's the parent to show the first love. And this takes me to a very strong point. Let us teach our children who later become women, who are, first of all, appreciative of who they are, and then eventually show the same love to others. The moment you are not happy, you're not contented with who you are, you'll never see value in others. You need first appreciate yourself. So when you love a woman, when you teach a woman love or you love her, she'll also then learn how to love others. Love is inborn. But in most cases, we need to show others how to love if they must also love others, right? There is what we call the art of love. And we need to teach. Remember that a child, the females, these are the mothers of the nation. All the errors we have in this world, that means there is a missing dose of love somewhere that was not perfectly shown. That's why things are going wrong. That is why women are banning children. They are punishing them in very severe styles. The element of love is missing somewhere. So the other thing that I feel is very, very important when we are raising the girl child, to learn how to balance academics with their other activities, and most of all personal activities, and even co-curricular. Sometimes striking a balance fails, and you find one is more taken with personal issues or activities, especially when they are growing to the age, when they enter that teenage age, or all the time she's into the mirror, maybe these days with even social media, and she fails out on the academic course. I always tell girls out there, But there is a simple secret. The logic is very simple. The moment you fall out on the question of academics, the moment you fail on the academic course, chances of getting a sensible man become minimal. Chances are, because a cheap woman becomes affordable to every cheap man. But a woman of value we are talking about will still only be affordable to still men of value. There is no way, I'm sorry to say, a border rider would quickly develop a plan of talking to a banker. Practically, it becomes impossible. And even a banker, when you lower yourself to having an affair with a border rider, perhaps that border rider has a special gift. But we imagine a woman of value, her destination will still land in the hands of a man of value. It all begins with good education. It takes us to a good course. Perhaps a good course will translate into a good, well-paying job. And all that will then attract a sensible man, which eventually will cause the curve of a good home, good marriage, good children. So you see, it all begins with good education. So we need to teach our children how to value their education, because that will then create every other good thing. Then, building confidence in the children. We should teach them to be very confident as a girl child. Speak up. These are tips we should give our children, that when you're speaking to people, why should you look down? Look direct into their face. And even when you're speaking, speak up. Why should you speak at a low tone? That reflects a shy person. Remember, we are training a woman of value, a woman of valor, who should really have all those basics around. A woman should walk faster. All right? When you walk slowly, psychologists say how you can tell the power, the size of someone's brain or the strength of someone's brain, the way they talk, the way they walk, that will even determine how they're bound to reason out certain issues. So we need to teach our girl child to speak up, walk faster, all right, and never to look upon themselves or look down upon themselves. That will stimulate, that will inculcate the confidence we are talking about. And whenever a girl child is confident, whenever she is sure of herself, so many opportunities will then come her way. But the moment you shy away, you're even bouncing the would-be opportunities. So the parents out there, whenever you're teaching, grooming the girl child, the element of confidence. And this brings me to assertiveness. The girl should be able to go-get it. They are called go-getters. Why should you shy away? If you want something, please speak out your mind. Go for it. Why should you then shy away? I hate when people shy away. When you want something, say it. Ask for it. Don't shy. It's not a crime. So the ability to go and exactly get what they want or look for it and aggressively hunt. Sometimes we imagine there are men who should be hunters. But the moment we teach all these cores to a girl child, then we are building an independent woman. And the other element, let us teach our children to be independent. Independence is seen in all aspects. Let it be financial independence. Many women have, I don't know whether it's the Bible that is wrongly interpreted, they have an imagination, and painfully they are raised with that kind of belief that they are meant to be given. It is good to give a woman, but it is much better to give a woman who already has something. And I think even the Bible says somewhere that when you don't have, even the little you have, I don't know what the Quran says about it, but even the little you have will be taken away. But those you already have, a lot will even be added on to them. So let us teach our children, especially the girl child, to fight so much to have financial independence. That is why every time you fall in love with a girl because she has not been groomed or raised with all these core values, the next call, send me some airtime. The next thing, I don't have transport. Then you see the whole relationship turning into a business opportunity. Sometimes you're forced to even tell them, excuse me, this is not a business opportunity. It's just a relationship. Why? She was not raised with that element of independence. So that makes you grow into a beggar. Yet we are talking about a woman of value, a woman of valor, who should stand on her own and run life and face challenges. Yes, we agree. She's supposed to be helped and backed up. But it should not be. A woman should not be made a beggar. And when we don't raise the girl child to be independent, then eventually we are preparing her to be a beggar, to be dependent. That will make her look a cheap woman. But our target at Transformers Hub is to raise a woman of value. Remember, once we have a strong woman, a woman with vision, a woman with a dream. By the way, they say, girls with dreams translate into women with vision. And this begins at this level, where we should teach girls to even have clear goals in life. What do you want to become? At an early stage, you're raising the girl and you're teaching her to set goals. In the next 4 years, where do you see yourself? And you quickly realize that by 12 or 13 years, she's not thinking of any plans tomorrow. Perhaps she's only looking at marriage. Then I finish senior 2, I want to get married. Then you know there is a problem. When I'm done with senior 4, I want to get married. She does not see any other plan outside marriage. Let us help our children set goals. Because once they have set goals, we shall then raise women with vision. So, if you have a daughter, tease her this evening and you ask her, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Why are we focusing so much on the girl child? Research shows that women are more vulnerable. Most of the challenges hit the girl child harder than the boy child. And we have realized that amid these challenges, a boy child can easily survive, but girls quickly break down. They are the girls that quickly get pregnant, and the challenges in there are bigger than what boys face. Then the other thing, let us teach our girls to be very true to themselves and to their values. Many women and young girls are not true to themselves. They are living imaginative life, and perhaps that is one thing we have already hit on, that they are not contented. They look into the mirror and they feel something is wrong somewhere. Maybe my nose is not like that of Shakira, so I should either cut off this one or I should go for plastic surgery. My ears are not big enough, or if I have one ear pin, I should have 4 of them. So this eventually affects the girl child, and you find they are living life of lies. Let them be taught to be very true to themselves, and it begins with self-acceptance. That even when they have committed a crime or they're in wrong, they should accept it, that I think I've done something wrong. I should be helped. Many are living life of denial, and it affects that women we are aiming at producing. Remember our target at Transformers Hub, we are dedicated to transforming lives. And trust me, it becomes harder to transform lives at the age of 40. It becomes harder. But at least at the age of 15, 12, 8, 9, then we can easily transform them into the woman of value. Then communication skills. A woman should be able to communicate clearly and meaningfully. Many girls fail to speak out their mind. That's why they are fooled by men, and they fail to totally speak out their mind. A woman of value begins with ability to communicate meaningfully, boldly, especially on matters that seem to be pressing her to the wall. Society will always tread on the women. That is very unfortunate. Society will always have less respect for women. And it's not written anywhere in the Bible, the Quran, that women deserve less respect. I've never seen any verse. Maybe there could be a clause in the Quran. So, because of that, most of the times women don't speak. And even when you look at our African culture, setting or grooming, at times women are told that when the man is speaking, a woman is supposed to maybe remain quiet, or she must walk away, or she must sit down. So you see, it does not give room for a woman to stand boldly and speak her mind and express herself. So let us, parents out there, teach the girl child to always communicate. That's why many are raped and they keep quiet. Do you realize girls are defiled and they keep quiet? You never get to know about it. Sometimes we only get to know when things have gone wrong. Why? They are never empowered to speak. So never, and I don't know, I think naturally a woman is meant to be shy. I don't know. I'm forced to think like that. And you find that is why most of the times they never speak out their mind. But it's wrong. if we must have a woman of value we are training here at Transformers Hub, let us teach the girl child to speak out their mind, to boldly speak. Next time we shall teach about the power of saying no and the value, the benefits of boldly standing to say no. And you must stand your ground. Then lastly, women should be helped to practice empathy and kindness. Empathy, feeling sorry for what others are going through. Being kind to one another. Remember, when you talk of a woman, the next thing that rings in your mind, a wife. The next thing that will ring in your mind, a mother. Now, a mother who is not empathetic will quickly burn the child. A mother who is not empathetic will not make a good wife. So it all begins at this early stage. How do you teach the girl child to feel sorry for what others are going through? To be helpful, to be kind. Because we have said, once you groom a girl child, you have educated the nation. The question of the dress code. All the girls out there, the most important thing that should govern your life, and women out there raising the girl child, you'll always be addressed, you'll always be defined by the way you dress. And many people think it's about the dress we see. But it begins with that, right from the hair to the last name. Should you have purple hair, society will still define you in a different way. Purple. Just imagine you pushed out a baby, only to see your baby with purple hair. I don't think you'd go home very contented that God has blessed you with a baby. If the baby has green hair, but eventually as people grow up, they embrace all those colors. But trust me, they paint a different picture. Then even the dress code, that perhaps will take us into another full day discussion. But if one must be defined as a lady, as a woman, it begins right from the age, the lower age. Let us grow or raise our children, dressing them decently. That is when they will be respected. There is no indecent woman under the sun who is respected. The moment you're indecent, society defines you as a prostitute and so many other funny definitions. If we must raise a woman of value, let us teach the children to appreciate decency. Even the way they sit, but it goes beyond just dressing. How does a woman sit in public? Because when a girl child sits and their legs are spread apart, it also sends a very weird signal. A girl child is taught to sit while crossing the legs. So let us go back and teach our children. And lastly, resilience. So a girl child, or generally as we are raising children, to be resilient. Things are not going to all the time be smooth. But when hard times come in, they should have the ability to stand the ground, to stand and let the storm go. Otherwise, the moment the storm comes and you're allowed to be swallowed up, life cannot be a bed of roses from January to December. It is full of hopes and jams. So let us teach them to be very strong even amidst hard times. So we thank you so much, listeners out there. This is Transformers Hub, and you're with Cheyune Andrew. We are very dedicated and very committed to transforming lives timelessly across all ages at all times. So today we're sharing the aspect of raising a woman of valor, growing into a woman of value, a respectable woman who will later be a respectable mother and a respectable wife, a loved wife and a loving mother.
Wow, Mr. Cheyune, that has been very, very powerful. Thank you so much. And I'm pretty sure we must have transformed one or two lives out there. Remember, we are always here each and every Friday. Thank you for watching for this long. Subscribe to our YouTube channels. Follow us on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook, and also share our videos. By doing that, you will be transforming somebody else as well. Catch us next time, Friday, YouTube, Facebook, live. We love you. Bye.